Kundudo, the last wild horses of East Africa. Hidden heritage of Oromia. In the heart of East Africa, where lions roar, elephants thunder, and zebras stripe the savanna, one might think every wild creature is known. But hidden high in the mountains of Oromia, Ethiopia, there runs a forgotten herd, the last wild horses of East Africa. This is Mount Kundudo, or W Mountain as locals call it, named for its distinctive W-shaped peak. But its real legacy lies in what moves silently across its sacred summit, the Kundudo Wild Horses. Join us as we uncover a story of survival, sovereignty, and a culture carried on horseback. The myth of wild horses in Africa. Unlike zebras or African wild asses, horses are not native to Africa. They were introduced through ancient trade and conquest from Arabia, Persia, and North Africa. In East Africa, Ethiopia, Kenya, Somalia, they served in war, nobility, and ritual. But they were always domesticated. So when people ask, are there wild horses in Africa? Most experts would say, no. But that's not the full story. 2. Oromo horsemen and the secret of Mount Kundudo. You can't speak of horses in East Africa without speaking of the Oromo people of Oromia. To the Oromo, horses are not just animals. They are symbols of prestige, strength, resistance, and spiritual identity. For centuries, the Oromo people have cultivated a rich equestrian tradition woven into the fabric of the Gadaa system. Their democratic, age-based governance structure, recognized by UNESCO in 2016 as a masterpiece of the world's intangible cultural heritage. Horses played vital roles in ceremonies, from birth to marriage to funerals, and during the peaceful transfer of power in Gadaa cycles. Warfare. Cavalry units defended Oromo lands across generations. Status. A decorated horse wasn't just beautiful. It was a badge of honor. Oral traditions speak of legendary riders, warrior kings, and riders of unmatched skill. Even today, festivals like Iricha, Oromo's grand Thanksgiving celebration, feature young men and women riding with elegance, precision, and pride. Transition to historical narrative tone. But this story of horse culture isn't confined to tradition. It gallops into the battlefield of African history. 3. Adwa, the horseman who turned the tide. The Battle of Adwa, 1896. One of Africa's greatest anti-colonial victories. Ethiopian forces defeat the invading Italian army and protect African sovereignty. But behind the headlines, Oromo horsemen played a crucial and often overlooked role. While this victory is often portrayed as a pan-Ethiopian triumph, Oromo horsemen bore a lion's share of the cavalry force. They were the fast-moving vanguard, covering mountain passes, flanking enemy units, and launching decisive charges. The late historian Richard Pankhurst acknowledged the contribution of Oromo cavalry as vital to Ethiopia's battlefield mobility. The irony? These same horsemen later became subjects of marginalization in the very empire they helped defend. Their horses galloped to save a nation. Their names, identity, language, and culture, however, were buried beneath imperial narratives. Forgotten riders in a remembered victory. 4. Sovereign horses of the Highlands. But high above the plains, not far from Harar, stands Mount Kundudo, nearly 3,000 meters above sea level. Here, on a 13-hectare plateau, lives something rare, something wild. Africa's last feral horse herd. These aren't show horses. They're small, rugged, with sloping backs and short legs, shaped by centuries of isolation. DNA tests confirm they're genetically unique. Descendants of Abyssinian warhorses, possibly left behind after 16th century Ottoman-supported Adal and Portuguese-supported Abyssinian campaigns. Some say even Haile Selassie trained on one of these horses. But the world forgot them. Until 2008, when Oromian Ethiopian researcher Efa Delesa Kafena rediscovered the herd, reduced to just 11 to 18 horses. 5. sacred landscapes and ancient echoes. Kundudo is not just a mountain, it's a sacred living archive. Below its slopes lie ancient villages, Ejersagoro, Fugnanbira, Goba, Daiferes, and the shrine of Sheikh Adem Goba. Archaeologists have uncovered rock art, caves, and mineral wonders dating back centuries. It is a mountain where spiritual, ecological, and cultural heritage converge. 6. Challenges and conservation. These horses were nearly wiped out, hunted, sold, forgotten. But today, there's a flicker of hope. With support from the Biodiversity Institute and European conservationists, the herd is recovering, now numbering nearly 30 horses as of 2022. Kundudo is being proposed as part of a protected Oromia State Park, a sanctuary for both nature and heritage. Goals include protecting the Kundudo herd, reviving historical horse trails, reintroducing Oromo horsemanship into tourism and education. Preserving Kundudo isn't just about saving a species. It's about restoring dignity, memory, and identity for a people and a land. 7. Why the world should care. These are one of only 3 known feral horse populations in all of Africa, and the only one left in East Africa. They are living testaments to forgotten wars, lost cultures, and wild resilience. With care, Kundudo could become East Africa's answer to Namibia's wild horse trails, a hub of ecotourism, indigenous heritage, and pride. So next time someone tells you wild horses don't roam Africa, tell them about Mount Kundudo. Tell them about the forgotten herd that still runs, untamed and proud, beneath Oromia's sky. From the slopes of Kundudo Mountain to Salalea Fields, to the terrains of Adwa. From forgotten wild herds to the proud riders of Gadaa. The horse has carried not just warriors, but a legacy of freedom and resistance. Let history remember not just who won, but who rode. Like, share, and subscribe for more hidden heritage and untold stories from Africa. Drop a comment. Which forgotten culture or place should we uncover next?